Please, for the love of God, let this be the last of this series because I can't take another one. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends because they're sponsoring everybody in all of their videos. Just kidding. This isn't sponsored by them. 4 years after her last encounter with mass killer Michael Myers, Laurie Strode is living with her granddaughter and trying to finish her memoir. Myers hasn't been seen since, and Laurie finally decides to liberate herself from rage and fear and embrace life. However, when a young man stands accused of murdering a boy that he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that forces Laurie to confront the evil she can't control. You know, the last movie wasn't really that good, and this one starts off really slow, so I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not even sure which one I liked more. And I'm not saying slow to like build up suspense, I'm talking about like slow. Like the movie just starts slow. And like I get it, you know, this movie is trying to build up a whole nother character, but like this is the third movie in a trilogy. There's no excuse for it to start off so slow. So this movie tries to do something a bit different because Michael Myers hasn't been seen in about 4 years, so life is continuing on as if he doesn't exist. Because of that, we're introduced to a brand new character named Corey, who just got out of prison for accidentally murdering a little kid that he was babysitting. So he gets taken away to jail for that for about 4 years because this happens this happens during the whole Halloween Kills thingy. Everyone sees Corey as this murderer, this baby killer, this little kid killer, and they tend to talk about him a lot, and some even bully him. You know, the over-the-top bullying that you probably won't ever see in person, like really over-the-top bullying that you will never see outside. And I'm talking about like pulling people off to the side of the road in their car and throwing them off of a bridge. That kind of bullying. Not like, oh, you're stupid. No, like throwing people off the side of a bridge. Bullying. Because, you know, people just do that. So after being thrown off of a bridge, Corey finds himself knocked out on the ground and he ends up getting dragged to some sewer by, you guessed it, Michael Myers, who hasn't been seen in about 4 years. He's now living his life inside of a sewer, and Corey ends up waking up and he's trying to leave the sewer, but Michael Myers grabs him by the collar and he stares into his soul with his dark eyes through his mask and transfers his something. Like he transfers a part of him inside of Corey, which is something that he can do now, I guess. And, you know, I'm sure you can guess where this is going because of that. You know, and when I think about it, there wasn't really many deaths in this movie. Not like the last one. Like the last one had a lot of deaths, a lot of cool looking deaths, but this one didn't really have that many in it. Not only that, but if you're here for Michael Myers, he's rarely in this movie. Like he rarely shows up in this movie. This isn't about him. This isn't about Michael Myers. I kind of find that a bit strange, considering it's a Michael Myers film, that it's no longer focused on him, it's more focused on some other character, which I see where they're going. I see they're going with this, but it didn't really work, especially for how long this movie was. Like this movie was an hour and 50 minutes long, and you don't see Michael Myers like do anything until the last 20 minutes of the movie. So basically, going off of everything, what you get from this movie is Michael Myers is looking for his successor. He's looking for someone to take over for whenever he passes, and I guess that happened to be Corey because he accidentally killed the kid. So, I mean, guess that makes him worthy or something. While this is happening, Laurie from, the other films, she just moves on with her life. she moves into a house with her granddaughter, and they just try to move on from 4 years ago. And of course, the town still blames Laurie for all the killings of Michael Myers, because I mean, he kind of is after her, but kind of isn't after her. But they're still blaming her, you know, and they still talk about her and yell at her and things in public. Like, one lady's like, "Look what you did to my," what was it, her sister? I can't remember. One of the ladies from the other film, she's still alive, and she wasn't happy with what happened. This is something that confuses me, because this is what, the third time that Michael Myers has came to this town and attacked the town, like actually killed people 3 whole times, 3 Halloweens. And because of that, you think people would take it a bit more serious, right? Like, there's a guy coming around every so often killing people. You would think that people would take Michael Myers a bit more serious, considering he's done this 3 other times, or 2 other times, right? But instead, people are still teasing others about Michael Myers. Like, if something like this happened in real life, like for example, in my neighborhood, if someone came around here and they were murdering people, and they keep murdering people in my town, one, I'm gonna move. I'm not gonna stay here if the same thing keeps happening. But, you know, I'm not gonna joke around or tease people about Michael Myers. Like, oh my gosh, he's gonna get you. I'm not gonna do that, and I don't think anybody's gonna do that. It just doesn't seem realistic to me. But again, I mean, like, this is also a movie where a man isn't technically a man, and he's just he refuses to die. You can stab him like multiple times in the heart. You can shoot him a lot of times with anything. People can beat him to death. They can just gang up on him, like in the last movie. You can gang up on him and he doesn't die. So we're talking about that kind of movie anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter, right? I will say though, they did Michael pretty dirty in this movie. And I mean, like, they actually did him really dirty. Like, not only does he not get any screen time, but he gets thrown around a lot by his supposed successor. So they, like, I don't know, nerfed him in a way. Not only that, but they freaking steal his mask. Like, the guy ends up taking his mask and he's Michael Myers now. I mean, I'm not really sure how I feel about this film. I'm not sure if I think it's better than the last film. I didn't like the last film at all. I didn't like this film at all. So honestly, they probably just get the same treatment from me. It's just that they're both bad movies. They're bad. Halloween needs to end, like, hence the title, Halloween Ends. You know, maybe you'll like it. Who knows? You know, this is just my opinion. I didn't really like the movie. I didn't find it enjoyable. I actually got bored throughout the entire movie. And, like, it's an hour and 50 minutes long. I was bored for all of that. There wasn't a part where I was like, oh, this is picking up. No, it was all boring. But, you know, like I said, that's just me. So if you like this movie, if you didn't like this movie, if you haven't seen the movie but you plan to, you know, let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to get back to as many as I can, if there are any. And, you know, if you like this video and you want to see more, hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It'll really help out a lot to see other reviews from me and stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.